Hello, my mindful adventurers. It's time for your weekly dose of the blog post. This week we are talking about Mamma Mia. There will be spoilers in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, please go watch the video and come back. Or if you don't care, then you don't care, and then stick around. But first, before we start and before we take off and fly away, we soar. I don't know. Before we get into the video, I want to announce that this monthly theme is going to be about movies. I'm not going to talk about Mamma Mia the whole month. I don't know if I could break down a movie to that much detail. Maybe if it was like a 3-4 hour movie. And there is a movie that I do like that has 2 parts and it comes out to about 5 hours. So maybe one day in the future I'll break that movie down. But for right now, sorry, my leg. I will also real quick apologize because my leg is really, really, really itchy and I will be scratching it. And you'll probably hear me scratching it, see me scratching it, and like just ignore it. So yeah. But I chose talking about movies this week because I like movies. Well, not just I like movies, but I've been watching like there's been like 5 movies I've been watching. Like if I go watch a movie, I watch one of these 5 movies. Like that's what's been happening the last 3 months or so, 4 months almost. So I figured that since it's my birth month and I really, I mean, growing up, if you grew up in, I don't know, you get book reports, right? I'm pretty sure they've had book reports all the way back to way back when. I mean, when I mean way back when, I mean like the 80s, 70s, all that stuff. So, from them eras, you know. But we're doing movie reports. Because each of these movies really taught me something and like really inspired me to experience life in a different way and like really pursue my own dreams and goals. Yeah, I know they're movies, but they embody elements of real life, they embody elements of actuality. So I want to respond to that and I want to honor them and celebrate them in a way that is beneficial for everyone involved, because I like this kind of stuff. It was honestly between movies and music, and I'm actually gonna do 27 because I'm turning 27. 27 songs that like have helped shape my life, and I can't wait to do that. I'm super excited for that. And then the next month will be about taboo kind of topics. So, yay! I just told you guys all that. So I know not a lot of people come and watch these. Maybe one day you guys will come and watch this and be like, oh wow, I could have known what was going on October instead of like not knowing anything, and then whatever. Anyway, back to back to topic, because I just love to ramble. Anyway, yeah, okay. Got a lot of notes. Okay, so first and foremost, like the movie is really about embracing the journey. It's about embracing the pathway, not the outcome, because when the movie starts, Sophie, the main character, the Donna's daughter, who is also the main character, it's kind of funny because when you're watching, you're like, is this about Sophie or is this about Donna? And it's really about both of them, but I feel like the emphasis is more on Donna than it is Sophie, because it's has to do with Donna's actions that she took in the past to lead to where Sophie is now. So it's a little bit about both, but it starts off with Sophie. She's like, I have a dream, This movie starts off with a song, I have a dream. I'm not gonna sing the whole song. Or I had a dream. I had a dream. I had a dream. I think it's I had a dream. Anyway, I'm not gonna sing it because no copyright. I'm not trying to get in trouble here. I'm just talking about themes and plots and stuff, okay? No pictures either. I'm not trying to cancel. I just started. But fuck am I gonna do with the copyright? Anyway. But she's talking about, she feels like finding her father is going to like fulfill some part of her, and so she goes through her mother's diaries around the time that she was conceived, and she finds entries that lead to three different guys that could possibly be her father. And she believes that when she meets these people, when she spends time with these people, that she's going to find out who her father is immediately. And that ends up not being the case. But basically, she feels like if she does this, this will like free her or fulfill her in a way that simply being herself won't. And on the flip side, Donna, obviously, she fucked three different people. So she don't even know who the dad is. There was one that she fell deeply, madly in love with. Who it's kind of funny because in the beginning when she starts the money song, I'm not gonna sing the fucking song. It's a good song though. Fire song. You should go listen to it. ABBA's fire. The song's fire. Anyway, but you know, she's talking about she wants this rich man, and what she doesn't realize is the guy who fucking left her ends up becoming that man that she's looking for, but she doesn't know it yet. Actually, all three of them were all very wealthy. They seemed to be very financially stable, they had their own money, they had their own things, and to that regard. So it's kind of like all the guys she could have been with that she, you know, but the one that she really fell in love with, he seemed, I think he was like CEO. I don't know what the fuck his entire story is. I would have to look at the book, the song book, and the theatrical play. I don't know if they go into any of the guys like backgrounds of what they're currently doing. I know they're all in a way businessmen. Um, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so Donna's in the situation where she's like, fuck, I gotta take care of this hotel on this island, and everything's falling apart, nothing fucking works. I have to pay for everything, I gotta pay the vendors, I gotta pay my staff, I gotta pay, you know, to get some things fixed when I can't get it fixed. I gotta fix it myself, I gotta raise my daughter. Like she's been working her ass off, right, this entire time, because when she got pregnant, her mom was like, don't even bother coming home. Like, you are not welcome here. So clearly she had to figure out something. So she ended up staying there and was actually gifted the land. I don't know what I was gonna say. Was actually gifted the land by one of these guys' aunts, his great aunt. So yeah, I'm not gonna go into more detail, but and she ended up opening up the hotel, and it ended up turning out to be her and the guy who it's been on her mind. Like she wants this wealthy man show up with some money so she can have a little fun. It was their dream to open up this hotel, and the great aunt you know, recognized that she was in need and recognized that she had the ambition, so she gave her money and gave her this land so that she can do so. And a lot of that is mostly explained in the second movie. I am not talking about the second movie. If you want me to talk about the second movie, I wouldn't mind talking about it, but there's like some things, there were some discrepancies between the first and second movie, so I'm like, I don't know if I want to talk about it like that, but it's good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the second movie, like, you know, really embodies follow your dreams, really embodies like everything will be working out for you kind of vibes. So maybe one day I'll do another movie month, and I'll talk about the second one. I don't know if you guys want to know, if you guys want me to talk about the second one, leave some comments, talk to me about it, we'll see what we can do. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so she ended up, you know, with this big, massive thing. It was one of her dreams. It was something she wanted to do. I don't know if she wanted it to be a romantic getaway. Sophie said that she wanted it, her and Sky, so the man she's supposed to be getting married to. If you haven't seen this movie, Sophie's supposed to be getting married, right? And at first, she didn't want a big white wedding, but then after a while, she wanted a big white wedding, and it seems like she wanted it because she wanted her father to be there, and so she could find herself. but she does indeed love this man, Sky, which is the person that she's getting married to. And that's the whole reason that this movie is even happening in the first place. So, and she writes to these three men as her mother to get them to show up. So this is, if you could kind of see where it's going, like her mom's got all this shit going on, and all of a sudden these three guys from her fucking past, ghosts from her past, right? She doesn't know which one is her daughter's husband. She doesn't know which one is her daughter's father, so she's like, who the, where did these, they all just showed up, what the fuck? She was excited. You know, it's the main theme, Mamma Mia, the song. It's where this number comes from when she's like singing it, because she's talking about her past and how much she wants to relive it again, she wants to see them again, she wants to experience it again, but at the same time she's conflicted because she's like, fuck, this is a part of my past like I did not want to have to ever face. But I don't know about you, but if you don't know who your one of your siblings, you don't know who one of your parents are, if you don't know who either of your parents are, at some point you want to ask these kind of questions. I mean, unless you don't care. I mean, there's people who like don't know and they don't care, and that's fine. But there are a lot of people who would want to know who their parents are. I fortunately know who both of my parents are. One of them I wish I didn't know, but at least I know. I've talked about it before, so if you want to know more detail, go to the other videos and check it out there. But anyway, because I talk about stuff. Anyway, so yeah, so I don't know why she didn't think that her daughter was gonna want to know eventually who her dad was, because like all she told her was, "Oh, I got pregnant before he knew, and he left, and you know he never came back," and that was the story. And honestly, if we're gonna refer to the second movie, or at least refer to the accounts from there's an osprey over there. If we're gonna talk Jamila, calm down. If we're gonna recount the events that happened in the journal, then we would find, or diary, then we would find that that is basically what happened. She messed around with all these dudes, and then after they all left and went their separate ways or did the things that they were going to go do, um she found out she was pregnant. So in a way she wasn't lying to her daughter, but at the same time she just does not know which of the three they were, and she just never told her. Donna never told Sophie, like, I don't know who your father is, because there's three possible people. So Donna has a mess. Sophie's trying to figure out who the fuck she is. She feels like she needs to know because of her. She doesn't know her father. Sorry, that was really long. I don't know if that made sense. Okay, next part. So yes, so we're trying to embrace the journey, right? We're trying to like figure out like what we need to do. You know, Donna still lived her life. She still raised her daughter successfully. You know, her daughter's gonna get married, you know, go live her own life, all that stuff. So, in the way of humanity, that is successful. You raise your child so that they can go live on their own. But anyway, for Sophie, she doesn't realize that she sees it as like, she sees it. What am I saying? Sophie's like self-worth is tied to this, because she feels like she needs to know who her father is, so like know who she is, like it just said. And I'm gonna keep saying this because that's like one of the major themes of the movie. But like she felt like she doesn't, because she doesn't know who her father is, she doesn't know who she is, and that ties into her self-worth, because it's, in a way, it's like she feels like she's not worthy of happiness if she doesn't know who her father is, because up until basically right before she says I do to Sky, she's like, she's trying to figure out who's who, like who's her actual father, because right before the wedding, the night before, with her bachelorette, all three of them are like, I'm your father, and she's like, it passes out during one of the songs, Voulez-Vous, I think it's called, what it's called. um yeah, she passes out. Which that scene, I'm not gonna lie, that scene was kind of stupid. They literally, like, everybody who was dancing around her in that circle saw that she was like panicking, and nobody fucking stopped. They just kept going in a circle. That's like the biggest like flaw or cinema sin of that movie for me. I love cinema sins, by the way. For me, that was like the biggest like sin. I'm like, you notice your daughter is having a fucking panic attack. She is not smiling. You know, she's not like, oh my god, they're dancing. No, she's like, like, and then you're just dancing around her and no one stops to like check on her until she's hit the floor. I get it, you're trying to end the song, but like, if this was reality, I'm sorry, I'm stopping everything to go check on my daughter. I don't have a kid. I don't have a kid, but if I see that my child or anybody, honestly, my friend, anybody, if I see that they're like having a straight up panic attack, or that they're straight up just like not having a good time and they should be, and it's about them, and even if it's about them, it doesn't matter. I see that they're having a panic attack, I'm gonna go help. I can't just sit by and ignore that. But anyway, so like she has a full on panic attack, that night, and they don't really talk about it. Like, they talk about it, but they don't talk about it. They talk about it, they don't talk about it. She does, because Sophie doesn't want to talk about it. And she, little Nat, and she ends up just asking her mother to give her away, because she's like, I don't know what to do, Um, and one of the guys, because all three of them were like, I'm gonna give you away, and then the guy that her mother ends up being with was like, I'm gonna be here to he showed up right before they went up the hill to like help, with the thing. And uh Donna was like, nope, the winner takes it all. This is a whole song. The winner takes it all. Like, you were here and then you left. You did me wrong. If you wanted to be a part of her life, you should have came back and stayed. But at that point, she didn't know he came back. Okay. Okay. But you know, but anyway, so because all of this stuff happens over 3 days, 2 days, 2 days. I've seen this movie 5 times, all right, and I don't even know how many. I think it's either 3 or 2 days. I want to say 2 days. It starts early in the day and ends late in the day, so it feels like it's almost 3 days. Right, right. Yes, yes. All of this happens over 2 days, so it's a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling, a lot of just expressing and going through things. So there's a lot happening in this movie. I mean, if we're, I mean, of course, she sent the invites or the letters either months in advance or probably months in advance. It wasn't very specific on when she sent them out, but yeah, all of these things happen very close together. Um, from them showing up to the mom freaking out to Sophie having a panic attack to the actual wedding, a lot of shit happens. But yeah, so she Sophie felt herself worth prior to that. She literally was going to. She wasn't going to call off the wedding, but her mom was going to call off the wedding. And she was like, "That's what you want," and her mom was like, "What are you talking about?" And there was an argument. That wasn't a song. If you wanted to know, that was not a song. Um, but Sophie, she's just trying to figure out who she is, and she feels like her self worth is tied into like what her mom did or what her may have been fathers are. Um, so there's that, and then for Donna, she felt her past was out to get her. Literally, there's several scenes where she's all like, "Somebody up there is playing tricks on me," and she thinks maybe it's her mom. Turns out she hasn't talked to her mom in like 30 years. So, well, not 30, but 20 years. So she doesn't even know if her mom's dead or alive. And according to the second movie, she's alive. But I'm sorry. There's just so many spoilers. I can't help it. I really can't. I trying to build a case here. Anyway, but she feels like, she feels like her past was out to get her and try to destroy her. She's like, somebody is out there playing these tricks on me. Someone is out there trying to like bring me down. Like someone's out there trying to like get to me. That's how she felt, because like these three guys show up. It's the day before her daughter's wedding, and she has to deal with it because she doesn't know that her daughter was the one who invited them in the first place. So she's just like, what the fuck is happening? I gotta tell my daughter, if these guys don't leave, what's going on, because I can't have them showing up to the wedding and all this, all right, all this. It's going on, and she's upset that her past is like going to destroy her. And she honestly, really, what she needed to do was just embrace it, which was she did, which is what she did on the day of the wedding. Right before, like right as Sky and Sophia were about to say their vows and all that, and the priest was about to give his little wedding spiel and all of the things. He was like, welcome family and friends. I don't know all the things I don't remember everything he said verbatim, because that's just not a part of the movie that I remember. But he was like, welcome family and friends, the things that a facilitator usually does in the beginning of a wedding. And then he was like talking about, he was about to go into the vows, and then Donna got up and said, and Sophie's father. And Sophie was like, what? What? Because she knew that they were there, but I don't think she knew that she didn't realize her mom was going to say anything. And then when all three of them stood up simultaneously, and everyone was like, oh, what? And she was like, and Sophie was like, I know he's here. And she's like, how do you know? I don't even know which one of the three there are. And then that's when all the men realized, oh shit, she was sleeping with all of us. So she doesn't even know. So I don't even know. And then it ended up being that's when Donna finds out that one of the guys was like, who and she ends up being with, that he actually came back to see her because he was like, I'm engaged. She ended up finding out that he was engaged to a woman. And so he left to get married, and he broke it off with that lady and came back and was like, Donna, I want to be with you. But the people on the mainland were like, oh, she's already off with somebody else. Um, and so he left and then got married to that lady, even though he didn't want to. She basically got married to him to prove to him. I think they ended up having I don't know if it was them. I'm pretty sure. Ended up having 2 kids and all that, and he's divorced, and he was like, yeah, I went through a lot of shit. And the other two guys are still bachelors. I don't think they ever got married, so they were just kind of like living their lives, doing their thing. They're doing their thing. And at that moment, I think Donna realized, like, my daughter is really not as upset as I thought she was. And it's funny because in the beginning of the movie, what's her name? Tanya, the tall, short cut hair lady, she working on her 4th marriage or 5th marriage, I think she was not working on it. She was not trying to get married again, but she was telling her in the beginning, she was like, what if she's like cool with having 3 dads? And Donna was like, why would she be cool with having 3 dads? And it was funny because Sophie ended up being cool with having 3 dads, because literally right after she announced at the wedding, she announced, like, she might have 3 dads. They all came up, they were like, you know what, I don't care, I don't mind having a third of her. Like, having a third of her is like more than what I could possibly ever wish for, because I don't have a daughter. None of them had daughters, and one of them had 2 kids, but none of them had daughters. and they were like, I don't mind being a part of this lovely, talented, like amazing woman, like this girl, like part of her life. Maybe as her father, maybe not. It doesn't matter. I have more love to give. And once Sophie and Donna like realize that these men, well, for Donna, realize they're not here to ruin her life, and two, for Sophie, realize that they're all willing to be like, I love you, regardless of what your mother did or what I did. Like, I'm here for you. It was like they were both able to fully embrace it and fully able to like understand like where we need to go from here. So at that point, like it's like the biggest turning point of the movie towards the end. Sophie stops the wedding. She keeps turning around and talking to them, right? First, she's like, "Oh my god, I'm glad you guys are all here. You're all standing," because all three men are standing behind her. Her mom's sitting, um, because they're giving her away to Sky. And she's talking to her. She's like, "I don't care. Like, I love that you're here. I love that you guys are all my father. Honestly, I don't care not knowing who it is, because one of them offered like we can figure it out, and she was like, I don't care, you know. And honestly, that's cool. And then like proceeded with the wedding, and then she was like, hold on, wait a second, I know what I want. Because the day earlier that day, because this happened in the evening, right at the sunset, is when the wedding took place. She had told Sky that she was trying to find herself. He was like, I stopped my life for you so that we can find ourselves together. Like, that's the only reason why I stopped traveling the world, was so I could be with you. I guess he came to the island and like saw her and was like, oh my god, like she's the one, like kind of thing. So, which is beautiful. I love me some love at first sight. but but she had realized like she wasn't sure what she wanted, and she still wasn't sure. She wasn't sure until this moment. I'm about to tell you, she stopped. She was like, you know what, fuck it, we're not doing this wedding. Sky, I already know you didn't want to do this wedding in the first place. You wanted to save our money so we could go travel. Let's go do that. I'm just happy to be here in general. And then they like kissed and walked away, and the facilitator was like, what's going on? Donna's like, I have no idea. And then the guy who I talked about earlier, who was like, who was the guy she was, she'd been thinking about, like a wealthy man who had money, who could sweep her up and take her away and like show her this magical side of everything and like help her. And the song itself, it talks about her going to Las Vegas and hitting the jackpot and like becoming wealthy that way. But she keeps thinking, like I said, she kept thinking about this wealthy man, kept thinking about this guy, got all together, come help her, all this stuff. And he was like, this guy, bro, this guy, he already had a fucking ring. He was like, why waste a beautiful wedding? And Donna was like, what? He was like, yeah, why waste a beautiful wedding? And he like pulled out a band and was like, Donna, will you do me the honor? And she was like, I'm not gonna get married to somebody who's married, because at this point she doesn't know. And she was like, he he was like, oh, I'm not divorced. I've been divorced for a while, and I just can't get you off my mind. Like, I came here low key hoping that, he didn't say low key, but he's like, I came here hoping that we would get together. Like, we could reconcile, because I fucked up. I really fucked up. Um, and she was like, oh, he want me? What? After all these years? What? And she's just shocked. And her friends are like, girl, say you do. Say, because it's a whole song. And they're like, say you do. Like, he's asking for your hand. You've been wanting this guy this whole time, and now he's like, I got a ring. Like, I'm ready to put a ring on it right here, right now. We got a pastor. We got all these people, all the people that are important to you, are right here. Why not have a wedding? And they get married, and it was fantastic. fantastic. It was just such a satisfying ending to the movie. Not ending the movie, but ending to that scene because the movie continues. Um, and some other people end up hooking up and things and stuff. And one of the guys that Donna had sex with ended up realizing it was actually he realized it the night before, but he realized that he was gay, and he realized that he's not really into chicks like that, but he is into other dudes. um, and one of Donna's friends, Rosie, the short one, the one with the she has the accent, the English accent. I don't know from where. I'm not very versed with the English accent, so I'm not sure where her accent's from. But she basically was like super into the blonde dude. That's that Donna was with. He has a boat and everything, and he's a. When she found out he was a writer, because she's also a writer, she did cookbook. That's when she was like, oh, hold on, you want to take a chance on me, and that's a whole other song. I'm not gonna get onto it, but they end up doing this like back and forth thing. That's when we find out the other guy was gay and that he wanted to be with another man. He's like, I really like you, like me not being with you is like, I gotta be with you. Didn't carry on to the second movie, but at least he found out his sexuality. Like he like what flavor he like. So that was interesting. But yeah, they basically all ended up just embracing, like all of these people just ended up embracing what it is that made them excited, what made like what they knew they were like meant to do, like what they were passionate. It was just like a bunch of people just finding who they are, and it was fantastic. Like the movie is really great. And I just real quick want to touch on Donna's relationship with Rosie and Tanya, because they were the dynamos. It was Donna and the dynamos. That they did a lot of the songs together, like Super Trooper and My Brain Went Blank, so you're gonna have to go look up some of the other songs. It's not their songs, this is ABBA, okay? But in the movie it's their songs. And they were a group since before, I think, like when they graduated college or high school, or I don't know exactly what they graduated before Donna decided to go off and do her own thing. But the whole time they had each other's backs. They were like, "Hey, you can do it!" Like reminding each other like who they are, reminding them like this is where you come from. Like don't forget who you are because you're a motherfucking queen. Like you can do what you gotta do because you can do the thing. And they were uplifting Donna, especially. She thought the whole world was crashing down. These three men she hasn't seen in 20 years came back, and she's like, "Fuck! I got this problem. I thought I could avoid, and I gotta." Tanya and Rosie were there to be like, hey, it's okay, girl. We got your back. We're here to help you. Like, there's a whole scene where they're literally in the bathroom, in one of the bathrooms in the villa, and Donna's crying, and they're like blotting her tears, helping her out, giving mouth freshener, like mouth spray, like calming her down and all that stuff. And they try to they're helping her out, and then literally not but like I want to say 5 minutes later, there's another song they're doing, Dancing Queen. You know. If you know, you know. Um, excuse me. Oh, it smells like pizza out here. Someone baking some pizza or something. It usually smells like barbecue, but today it smells like pizza. Maybe someone has a brick oven. Okay. Let me go back to the thing. But yeah, they were just reminding each other like who they were through this whole movie, and like being her support, and like just like pumping her up so she can do the things that she needed to do. And honestly, through that, pumped up Rosie to do what she needed to do, because she has been a lone wolf for this long time. And she hasn't been with anybody. But in the second movie, you kind of see that she liked the guy that she ended up going for. I don't know. Like I said, there's some discrepancies, so I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, they were helping each other through difficulties, pumping each other up, and it's like a beautiful expression of love amongst friends. Like you don't have to like be in love with somebody to love someone. You don't have to be in a romantic relationship to love somebody. And just their relationship alone is just like when you have people in your corner, when you got people who love and support you, you can literally do anything. And of course, when you love yourself and you got a tribe of people, the possibilities of the things you can do are endless. Like having people with you to help you, especially when it's difficult and you're like losing yourself a little bit, because sometimes you lose yourself. You gotta. Life is really about losing yourself and finding yourself, and losing yourself and finding yourself, and just like realigning and like figuring out who you are. And when you have friends who are like who embody like qualities that you find valuable, or recognize like, hey, this is what it's like when you're a queen, this is when it's like when you're a king, this is what it's like when you're like at your highest, when you're at your best, when you're at your peak, who have seen you at your highs and lows and who are always standing there and being there for you. Oh, just having those kind of people around is such an amazing thing, amazing experience, and so very helpful because they help you through so much and they help you express and just be yourself and also just like get through difficulties. Like, could you imagine how much of a wreck Donna would be if she did not have her friends there for those 2 days or 3 days? 2 days, 2 days. I'm just gonna say it's 2 days. I don't think the movie would go the way it did if they weren't there. So it's just amazing to see how what friends can do to like really help you through some difficulties. So like if you're looking for your tribe, right? You're looking for people who value you. Look for people who have the same values as you. Look for people who embody the things that you want to embody. Look for people who love unconditionally and don't like shut you out and don't like dismiss you. I'm still looking for my tribe, like my true soul tribe. I have people that love me and people who take care of me and those types of things, but I don't have people who I talk to every single day that like fucking get it. You know what I mean? So seeing that, it's like inspiring to me that like, you know, there are people out there who love just to love and are willing to like, you know, be there for each other. Because I would love to have someone I could talk to, or some people I can talk to about spirituality, life, like love, just expressing nature, all of that, like all of that, just like in the same person would be cool. And I'm getting there. And if you don't have people like that, or if you're like, where's my tribe? Like, where are the people that I'm looking for? I ain't got no friends right now. They're coming. Those people are coming for you. I know they are. Because when the universe takes something away from you, it replaces it with something better. Or not, or it replaces it with something better. That's just plain and simple. So yeah, I hope you guys like this little analysis of a movie. It's kind of jumbled up. Of course, if you've seen the movie, then you know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the movie, then you might be a little confused. Go check out the movie. Of course, like always, I have the blog post listed in the diary in the description down below. Mamma Mia, guide to living your own adventure. I don't know why I keep forgetting the own part. And then, well, not and then. Yeah, so that'll be listed down below, so you can go check that out. Of course, you can go also check me out on my LinkedIn. My LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn, but not for this. You can go check my link tree down below as well. So you can get quick access to my website and to my other social medias. You can check me out there. And of course, if you want to give me some monetary donations, that would be great. If you want to just like give me some encouragement, that would be great too. I'm down for any type of encouragement you're willing to give. And yeah, I just hope you guys like and share this so that we can expand our community and that we can bump this so we can reach more people, because I'm not quite sure how the algorithm works, but I know when you like and when you comment and when you do those types of things here on YouTube, it bumps your stuff up, because then it's like, oh, people like this. This is something that people want to see. So let's do that. And then I hope you guys subscribe for more weekly doses of the blog post. Weekly doses of the blog posts. No, weekly doses of the blog post. And any other videos I might be posting, because I do post shorts every now and then on here. Shorts or like vertical videos that I wish were shorts, but can't do anything more than 3 minutes, not less. So yeah, I love you guys so very much. And I just hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, week, night, morning, whenever you're seeing this, doesn't matter. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I hope you guys find value in it. And I can't wait to see you guys next week or whenever else I post something, because I don't know. Things be unpredictable nowadays sometimes. Well, yes. What? I don't know. Okay. I love you guys. See ya.